What's been the greatest accolade for you? You've won so many things. What's the one that meant the most to you?
Well, I'll be honest with you, my biggest achievement, obviously, winning 7 races in a day. But overall, you know, being on top of my game for 30 years, thought, you know, I had enough to do it for 10. So to do it for 30, I can sit here and be proud of it, that, you know, I'm still competitive at 53. So
how long do you think you can realistically continue for?
How long is a piece of string? As long as
you're going to be like Sinatra, just keep retiring and coming back.
Well, no, listen, I'm not gonna. I feel like this is my last bit of my career here in California. I enjoy it. You know, if I can get 1 or 2 more years out of it, it'd be great. But in my sport, you never know. You know, fingers crossed. Then I don't have any accident, and I'm still competitive enough. And if I can get, like I said, another 1 or 2 years, it'd be great. Piers.
Do you like America?
Love it.
What do you like about it?
I feel a bit freer than I am in England. I don't sound spoiled, but okay, I'm famous on the racetrack. But I can step out, paint my toenails, or wear a miniskirt, nobody cares. No,
are you doing that?
No, I don't do that. But I'm just telling you, that's the difference, right? In England, or in Europe, you get judged what you wear or what you do. You're always looking yourself behind. That's the difference that I find a bit more relaxing.
You have a very competitive dad. He was a champion jockey many times himself. Gave you a hard time when you were young.
Still is.
Still gives you a hard time.
82, he still is. He still tells me what I should have done, and you know, which gap I should have took.
Really?
Obviously, my dad was a jockey, professional jockey.
Yeah, and very successful.
Very successful. So I can't pull a wool over his eyes because you know exactly what I did right or
you
wrong.
were quite, from what I've read, you were quite a sort of shy, retiring young kid, right?
I was.
You weren't this charismatic thunderball. And your first race, your dad gave you a pony. You had a first race. You came last, and you fell off after the finishing line.
That's right.
When that happened, did you ever imagine in your wildest thoughts that you might end up as one of the great jockeys in history?
Not absolutely no. I was quiet, nice, non-ambitious person. Then my dad kicked me out of home. He didn't kick me out. He sent me to England. But it was like being kicked out because I couldn't speak English. I'm going to a different country. I was getting bullied. The weather, the food, everything else was different. And but that manned me up. And also, I didn't want to embarrass my dad, so it made me work extra hard. And then the riding started. I realized that, oh, maybe I'm quite good. And then it snowed out of my control. I started winning, and then from a little ball, it became a big ball, and then I became who I am now. But I never started with the ambition that I was going to be great.
When you ride now,
just got
there's a little part of you still trying to prove a point to your dad?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my dad is, I don't think my dad has ever said, well done.
Really?
Never. No.
Never?
Never. I don't think he has.
Even when you won the 7 races at Ascot?
He might just as a grunt. No,
even when you went through the card at
when I won the 7th race at Ascot, guess what? I turned around to my mum and said, oh, I think the teletext is broken because Frankie's won over 7. He couldn't believe it. He didn't believe it.
But did he congratulate
you?
No,
he didn't. No.
Are you serious?
Of course, I'm serious. That's Dad.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's like, doesn't. You know, if he says nothing, that means well done. Yeah.
Are you like that with your kids?
Completely the opposite. Spoil, I give him everything. We're completely the opposite to my dad. But, you know,
but despite the way he is,
the old generation.
Do you think that work ethic, that will to win, the competitive spirit, all of that, do you think in the end you've got a lot of your success because of the way your dad was?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I've stopped now asking him because I always end up arguing with him. I says, Dad, you push me, you brainwash me to become a champion. You know, what about, especially my sport, if I halfway through my career, I would have broke my knee and stopped riding. I would have felt inside, I would have felt a loser, you know, and he turns out and says, well, I can't answer that. Look, you're a champion. Yeah, but what, you know, he never gave a thought about something beyond your control that could happen. But, you know,
isn't that a champion mentality?
Yeah, but it probably is. But, you know, I got to thank him to make me think like that. But it's something that I can't do to my children. Maybe because I'm new generation. Maybe because I'm soft. I just can't do it. But you know,
What was your
but I
mother?
could.
What's she been like with you?
Sorry?
Has your mother been
Oh,
different?
my mum, she's like mothers, you know, loves me. My dad's super tough.
What was your mother's proudest moment, do you think? Maybe when you got the MBE from the Queen?
Listen, my mum, she's, you know, proud, you know, everything that I do. You know, she's typical mama. She just wants to cuddle me and feed me. And, you know, my dad, yeah, look, my dad is proud too. You know, obviously doesn't show it, but you know, like what you said, that point, if it wasn't for him pushing me, I would never be here because I didn't have it in me.
Have you pointed out to him that you've now continued for 2 years longer than him?
No, no, I don't want to rub it in. Listen, no, the dad is 82. Luckily, he's still with me. His brain is good. Obviously, he's a bit frail, but you know, I guess I'm keeping him alive by him watching me still ride. So it's good. It's good. That,
A lovely story, Frankie, about you is the 7th ride you had at Ascot
Yes.
when you went through the Cup. You ended up keeping that horse as a pet.
So basically, Fujama Crest also won the 7. He ended up going jump racing, and I think he had a pelvis injury, so it was going to end up, God knows. So I rang the trainer and I said, could I please buy off him? And I took him home and became my pet for 20 years. He lived in the field, and he was the horse who made me famous. He was the horse who won the 7th race. And, you know, I gave him a good life until the very end. And he, you know, he passed away one day in the field. He didn't suffer. He just, you know, he lived a ripe old age till he was about 25.
That's a lovely story.
Yeah. Well, I owe it to him, you know, he made me famous.
Finally, if I could have the power to let you relive any race in your entire career
God.
on any horse, again, right now, you can do it right out on that track, which one would you choose?
Very hard to say.
You only have one.
I would say, because it's fresh in my mind, this year's Champion Stakes, my ever last ride in England, on my retirement day, the day that the Queen unveiled my statue, I win the Champion Stakes. I couldn't wrote it. I don't think not even Hollywood could have wrote the finale. So I would say that, Piers.
How would you like to be remembered? If you could write your own tombstone, here lies Frankie Dettori, he...
I've had fun along the way, yeah, I was, you know, I've did my job with a smile in my face.
And we're both Arsenal fans.
Absolutely.
We're going through a very tough period
I know,
right now.
I know.
We haven't
I can't
won,
fix that.
We haven't won the Premier League since 2004.
I know.
You're a miracle worker. Do you see any prospect we can do it this year?
Yeah, we still got 3 weeks. If we buy a nice centre forward,
Yes.
I think we can.
We've got to have a winner, a striker,
Come on.
a killer.
Come on.
Like
We've got
you.
3 weeks left. Come on. We've got plenty of time to buy one.
Frankie, great to
Thank
see
you,
you in
Piers.
Hollywood.